Adam.
Do I have to?
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining the call. I like doing this because we get to meet people, we get to talk to everyone. Tonight we're going to go over some of the free challenges. Morgan has accepted an invitation to share about her sugar detox group, her and Adam. So I'm really excited to hear how that's going because I've only done nutritional challenges. So, and then we're going to talk about some of the things coming up, especially I want to talk about the size because we talked about it, but I really want to challenge everyone to get into the size so we can do a team video. I'm really excited about that. It's going to be, I'm sure some of it's going to be really good and some of it's going to be me. So, which won't be that good. And apparently Adam too. So, but so let's go ahead and Morgan, if you want to take it away.
Alrighty. So we're going to share our screen. We put together a little PowerPoint and we can try and upload this to the Noble Team coaches afterwards. So let me know if it doesn't work. Can you guys see it?
Yes.
Okay.
And maybe for the people on the phone, maybe explain it a little bit of what you have and whatnot.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we definitely will. So just to kind of introduce everyone to us. So we're Adam and Morgan Jordy, and we've been, Adam was a Beachbody coach starting last summer, but we got married last October. So it wasn't really until this year, early January, that we really made a decision to kind of take the bull by the horns and really try out this Beachbody business. So we started in January running free challenge groups, and with the combination of our free challenge groups and then premier challenge groups, we've hit SC10 every month since then. So this is pretty integral to our success in our Beachbody business. So a free challenge group is a group anywhere between 7 and 30 days where you're inviting a bunch of people to do a challenge. That can be a nutrition challenge, a fitness challenge, combination of the two. Thus far, we've done a clean eating challenge, a free 21-day fitness challenge, a Beachbody On Demand trial, and a 7-day sugar detox, which was our most recent one.
All right, everyone's still there?
So
Wait,
just
I want to make
they're
sure.
muted.
I've muted everybody, so you guys have the stage.
Okay, all right.
So just to get started with your challenge, you have to just start with making a plan. So figure out what your free challenge will be. Will it be a clean eating challenge, a free fitness challenge, Beachbody On Demand trial? It's kind of your first step is what will your challenge be? And then next is figuring out your dates. So how long will your challenge be? In our personal experience, we felt like 30 days is a little bit too long.
Mm-hmm.
It just seemed that after a while, people kind of started to fall off. Our 7 to 21 days seemed to be pretty good, definitely. But that's not to say don't automatically write off a 30-day, but just know that going in that it is a little bit tougher to keep people engaged for a full 30 days for a free challenge. So figuring out your dates, when will it start? And we usually try to plan our free challenges so they end about 2 weeks before our premier or paid challenge starts. So that way, by the time the free challenge ends, you have enough time to talk to these people and see if they're interested in joining your premier challenge. Give them enough time to order their challenge pack and receive it before your premier challenge is starting. The next key thing is to make it an event. And when we say an event, we mean a Facebook event. I actually work in social media for restaurants, so I have some experience in learning kind of about the intricacies of Facebook's algorithm and what they're currently favoring. And one thing that they've been favoring recently is Facebook events. They want to keep a lot of stuff inside Facebook, so when you're hosting an event, whether it's virtual or just kind of a place to share an event like a Super Saturday, they're really favoring those in your friends' news feeds. So basically, when you're making an event and your friends join it, it's showing up across all of their friends' news feeds as well. So it's just kind of infinite in the amount of people that will see this event. So in making your Facebook event, I would suggest making it through your fitness fan page if you have one. That way, the people joining your challenge have a link to seeing all of your events that you've created in the past or any you have planned for the future, and also a link to your fan page. When you're making your Facebook event, definitely make a cover photo for your Facebook event using PicMonkey or something along those lines. Make it eye-catching. There's a lot of YouTube tutorials out there if you're not quite sure how to use PicMonkey. It's pretty straightforward, but it does take a little bit of getting used to. But that takes your event from something that you just kind of threw together to actually something that a business would be putting together. When you're creating your event, make sure that you have a start and an end date. If you don't put an end date on your event, Facebook defaults to 3 hours long. So what that means is once those 3 hours pass, it can be pretty tough for your challengers to find your Facebook event through searching, and it won't show up on the right side of their Facebook news feed anymore.
We made that mistake a couple months ago.
Yes, we did. Another tip is to share your event on your personal profile and encourage your Facebook friends to join. You can do that from the share section of your Facebook event. So don't just leave it on your Facebook fitness page. Always share these things on your Facebook profile as well. The next step is inviting. So we pretty much invite most of our Facebook friends to these groups. There may be a couple people that we choose not to. Maybe it's our grandparents or things like that we're not inviting, but we do invite a lot of people because they're free. It's something that we're giving to them, and we put a lot of effort into it. And ultimately, if they don't want to join our challenge group later on, our premier challenge group, that's okay, because we planted a seed with them, and now they see us as people who understand and really love health and fitness.
Mm-hmm. Well, the other nice thing about it too is when you invite someone, let's say even if it is your grandma, she says that she's going to your group, then all of a sudden there's a post on her news feed that goes to a lot of her friends that says Doris is going to the 7-day sugar detox. And so you'll get people it'll just start compounding and move forward that way.
And then, the last piece before you're even getting started is putting together a posting schedule. So in my opinion, to be most successful, it's best to plan out your posts ahead of time. It definitely takes some work up front, but I can tell you that it is so beneficial to have your posts created, whether that's in a Google Doc or a Word document ahead of time, because when you're running your challenge, you want to be interacting and engaging with your challengers and not focusing on creating content. So take that time ahead of your challenge starting to make a plan of all of your posts.
Okay, so now once we have everything planned and stuff together, about 3 or 4 days before we actually start the challenge, let's say we're going to start on a Monday, Morgan and I will typically on the Thursday start what we call the preseason. And this is kind of the time when you start to wind down any sort of invitations and stuff, and you just start focusing on the people who have joined the event. And the biggest thing that we do during preseason is we send a private message out to each individual person, welcoming them. And really the main focus for this message is to try to figure out what their goals are. There are a lot of people who are probably going to see this and do it on impulse. They see it's free and they're like, why not? I'm going to join. But there's also going to be some people that have been thinking about trying to get in better shape for a long time, and they have been looking for a reason, and all of a sudden they find this fitness challenge and they're ready to do it. And that's something that's going to be super important for you to know in a week or so after you get done with the free challenge, so that when you talk to them again, you can say, how did everything go? I know you're looking to really vamp things up for your fitness and your health, and we just wanted to see if you'd be interested in doing our next challenge. So basically what we try to do with the preseason is we try to get their goals, and then the biggest thing that we do is we start compiling a list. We get a list of everyone who has joined, and anyone that we talk to from the preseason that we private messaged, we will write down all their goals, everything that they have. So then if you do have a free challenge where you have 200 people or something in it, you never lose track of who is doing what and what fitness level they're at and what their goals are. Let's see. I think that's about everything for 3.
All right, so during the challenge, some of the tips we have are being consistent in your posting. You need to be posting every day. We actually suggest about 3 times a day. I guess depending on how long your challenge is. For our 7-day challenges, we post 3 times a day because it is short and you want to be consistently engaging with your challengers. But you got to stay consistent. You don't want to get towards the end of your fitness challenge and stop posting. Even if your challengers aren't posting as often as they were at the beginning, there are people out there still reading your posts. So don't give up. This is your business and you need to stay consistent. It's definitely a key to success. And in your post, make sure to add value. Think to yourself, what would your challengers want to read? And also make sure to put you as part of your challenge and the message. Get personal. Share your health and fitness journey, any of your favorite healthy recipes, any struggles that you may be having. If you're doing a fitness challenge or a clean eating challenge, and let's say it's Memorial Day weekend and you're running a clean eating challenge and you slipped up and you had a beer at your family barbecue, something like that, be honest with them and just say, you know what, I fell off the wagon a little bit today, but guess what? Tomorrow is a new day and I'm going to get right back on and I'm going to finish out this clean eating challenge strong. People love to see that you're not perfect and that you actually are a real person rather than some kind of fitness page that's just leading this challenge. They're really looking for a person to connect with. Make sure to show your personality through your posts. Another tip is to focus on the free challenge and not Beachbody. So this is something that Adam and I have made a conscious effort not to mention Beachbody when we're putting together our free challenges. So what that means for us is on our fitness fan page, so our Facebook like page, we don't mention anywhere on there that we're Beachbody coaches. Some people may assume right off the bat that we are, and that's just fine, but we don't explicitly say it. We don't have our website as part of our fitness fan page. And then when we're describing our events, we don't mention that we're Beachbody coaches hosting it.
And something I want to add here, the main reason that we don't mention that we're Beachbody coaches doesn't necessarily have to do as much with the fact that, we think that we're going to scare people off, but it has more to do with the fact that there are other people who do hear of Beachbody, and if they have not had an experience with Beachbody in a good light, they may instantly write it off and say, any of the things that you think of that people will say badly about Beachbody. And we don't want people to think that of us and just think, oh, it's a pyramid scheme, it's a scam, it's doing all these, they're going to ask us to do all these different things. The free challenge is really intended to build trust between us and them, and it's building the relationship, and it's having them have an opportunity to get to know us better and who we are, and not just the fact that we're a Beachbody coach. Sorry.
Yeah, so actually for a quick example, on our 7-day sugar detox, there was a woman who joined and she was really interested in the sugar detox. But when I was Facebook messaging her, she was very against Beachbody. She immediately assumed that we were Beachbody coaches. She must have had a bad experience with someone in the past because she was really hesitant. She straight up said from the beginning, I'm not interested in buying any protein shakes. Things like that. But towards the end of the challenge, after we continued talking to her and just saying I'm not trying to get you to buy anything. That's not the purpose of this. This is a free challenge. This is our gift to you. She really opened up to us, and she's posted a couple times on our fitness fan page some great articles about, kind of living a more sugar-less lifestyle. So we really kind of warmed her up to the fact that not all Beachbody coaches are the same. There may be some people that run the business differently that doesn't work with some people. That's why, these free challenges are so important to get personal, because you may be the perfect person to get this person started on their fitness journey, and maybe not for someone else. Sorry for the tangent. So, finishing this off is, we've said posting 3 times a day is pretty good, especially for the short challenges. 7 to 14 day challenges, I would highly suggest 3 times a day. If it gets more towards 21 to 30, I think you could get away with 2 times a day. But if you're only posting once a day, you just might not be reaching the people the way you want to. So the 3 times a day that we try to follow is an accountability post in the morning. So this is just typically kind of a countdown of, it's day 3. How's everyone feeling? Are you having any sugar withdrawals, for example, from our sugar detox? And then we just have them post below asking, how did their day go on a scale of 1 to 5? Did they have any wins or any struggles? Things like that. And then we'll typically try and post something related to nutrition and something related to fitness in that same day too. That's kind of up to you and what you want to be posting.
Okay. And then I think I mentioned a couple slides earlier, but towards the end of the challenge, we typically we've done it like 2 or 3 days before the challenge ends. We post what's called the call to action. And basically the call to action post is the post that is supposed to get everyone excited for the Premier Challenge. So, when we do these posts, we try not to get too in the weeds about what everything entails, that you're going to have to, sign up for a Beachbody challenge pack, and you're going to have to do all these things. We just kind of talk about what the realities are with people trying to get in better shape, people trying to lose 10, 15 pounds. We introduce the ideas of what would you say if we told you that there was a 21-day program that could make you lose 10 pounds? Those types of messages are the things that at least we've seen and we've read and watched and researched that really are helpful for people who are looking to maybe, try something new, try something different. So actually, let me just go to the next one. I'll show you what we did for the 7-day sugar detox. So I should say, by the way, that we are not, we're not veterans of this. This is our 3rd month doing this, so we're still definitely trying it out as much as you guys are. But, what we've kind of seen is some of the people will post something like this. And this post we got pretty good feedback from. I think we probably got 5 to 6 people who either commented or liked the post. And then you'll also see at the bottom there was a Google form link. We probably had about 5 or 6 more who filled out the link that actually kind of talks about the different fitness goals. But back to what the call to action really does. This is supposed to be the post that will propel your free challenge group people to the next level, and it will make them want to join your Premier Fitness Challenge. Let's see. Yeah, I think this. Oh, okay. And I also mentioned at the bottom that we had a Google form. Something that I think all of you should really consider doing, it's super easy, is making a Google form. You can make it in Google Docs, and there's other websites that you can use as well, but we use Google. If you want to scroll, you can look at. So this is our Google Doc. It's our Google form that everyone who is considering signing up for the Premier Fitness Challenge, we refer to them to this first if at all possible. And basically, one of the biggest reasons we do this, at least in my opinion, is I think it makes them take it seriously. It makes them realize, like, this isn't just something we're doing as a hobby or something. This is something that if they want to commit to this, we really want to find out what they're about, and we want to figure out the best way that we can get them toward the goals and the success they want. So basically, you'll see, there are a lot of kind of very general questions, brief summary about yourself. What are your fitness goals? Why do you want to step up your fitness? What do you like to do for exercise currently, which can help you kind of figure out what sort of a Beachbody workout they would maybe like to do. Fitness levels are a really big one.
And then these last couple questions, if you guys know me well enough, I really enjoy personal development and listening to a lot of the webinars and podcasts from some of the other top Beachbody coaches. And this is something that I've kind of taken from them, is they've suggested adding in a couple questions at the end checking to see if any of these people filling out your form, maybe they're part of your free challenge and they fill it out and they say, yep, I'm a Beachbody coach, or I'm an Isogenics rep or an Advocare rep. That might be, that's something important for you to know, that they might not willingly give up to you just in a private Facebook message, but something that you probably don't want them in your Premier Challenge, or just something to know ahead of time and to talk to them about and say that, this is actually through Beachbody, and just so so you can have a conversation about it. Feel free to put that in or not. It's completely up to you. We decided to. We haven't had anyone make any fuss about it.
No, we've ran into some people in our challenge groups who are the different things, and it's not necessarily a bad thing by any means, but at least
good to know.
It's good to know. And I think you just want to make sure the people who join your free challenge groups understand that you're doing this as a business too, and you just don't want to ever run into a situation where there may be someone who is selling an Isogenics, protein or Advocare, and they're hoping to use your challengers in your free challenge group, for themselves. We've never ran into that, but something just to, kind of consider.
Alrighty, so the last step for our free challenge groups are to follow up with every single person that joins. And we actually mean that when we say every challenger. For our 7-day sugar detox, we had 200 people join, and that was only 7 days. So that meant when it got started and when it ended, all within about 10 days, we had to follow up with 200 people each. And this took a lot of time, but ultimately for us, and I would hope for you guys as well running these free challenges, these are, a perfect way for you to build your business. And the key to building your business is following up with these people. You may have people who see your call to action post, but they're not going to comment on it and they're not going to like it. But if you follow up with them personally, they'll talk to you about what their goals are. And they'll say that they're interested. Your call to action post may get 1 or 2 likes, but you may actually find out that you have 5 to 10 people who are seriously interested in your fitness challenge, your Premier Fitness Challenge, only because you took the time to follow up with them personally via Facebook message. So definitely don't skip that part. So when you are following up with them, your goal is to gauge their interest. So ultimately, we take it kind of light at first and ask them if they're interested in learning more about the next challenge. Thank them for joining as well. And if they say yes, we'll typically send them the link to our Google form and say, just take a quick second and fill this out for us. Once you have that filled out, I'll follow up with you and we can talk through your fitness goals and decide what would work best for you moving forward. So once they fill that out, you have a perfect way to follow up with them again. They filled out the form, you get to talk to them about their fitness goals. So when you're talking to them about their goals, this is where you're making a recommendation. If you're not doing a program-specific fitness challenge, let's say a 21-day fix challenge, if you're just doing a general Premier Challenge where they can choose any program that fits them best, you're going to be following up with each of these people personally. And if you have a guy who is in pretty decent shape, but he really wants to bulk up, maybe you'll recommend one of the P90X routines or Body Beast. If you have a woman whose fitness level is, a little bit on the beginner side and she's just really looking to figure things out, get started, 21-day fix is perfect for people like that, especially since, Autumn does a really great job at connecting with women. So that's what we're doing when we're talking to these people about their goals, is we're making some recommendations on these fitness programs, asking them if they've ever heard about them before. And then this gives us the opportunity to maybe send them a little bit more information, whether that's in a message where we just write them some information. Maybe we'll send them a PDF of something that we've personally put together and branded to us. Or maybe it's just a YouTube video, because some of the Beachbody YouTube videos really explain it way better than we can. And people really like to see maybe a little clip of the workout. So that's what we do. And then follow up with them again and again and again. If it takes 3 to 5 times or a couple weeks to get in touch with these people, they're busy. And I think the biggest thing that Adam and I have to remember with this, and you guys should too, is running your own Beachbody businesses. This is a top priority for us. We want people to join our Premier Challenge. We've heard about their fitness goals and we're excited for them. And we know that this will work for them. And this isn't their top priority. These people have families and their own lives and jobs, so you've got to keep following up with them. I think most of the time they're pretty thankful that you are. They just say, I'm so sorry, I was really busy, or I was out of town, things like that. So just keep following up with them. You'll know when it's time to stop. If you ever feel like, oh man, they haven't responded to me in 5 messages, maybe it's time to take a little break. But
right.
Those are kind of our main tips with following up and all about our fitness challenges. But just wanted to open it up for questions. I can stop the screen sharing.
Hey, we're back.
And everyone's unmuted.
Yeah, so feel free to ask us any questions that you have. Like we said, we're not experts, but we've been doing this. We just finished our 5th month of running these challenges. 4th month? 4th month?
4 months, 5 months?
We started in January.
So for people that haven't done one of these, what did you do to promote? Or did you just have 200 friends that all came and joined you?
Oh, are you talking to us?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So we did invite most of our people. Because I do work in social media, I'm a little bit biased towards Facebook advertising. But that's not to say that you can't get 200 people from just inviting people, because I think our 7-day clean eating challenge, which was our very first free challenge group we ran in January, we had a 100% warm market. I think we still had about 150 people that joined.
Yeah, the 150 people in our first challenge were pretty much all our friends. And then after that, we started doing things like Facebook advertising. So for the 7-day sugar detox that we just finished, we had probably about 70 to 75 friends of ours. And then the rest of them were pretty much Facebook advertising. So
that's 70 to 75 people that were our friends of the 200. So we had a little bit more than half that were probably either friends of friends. Like we talked about, if people join your event, when we were welcoming people to our group, we'd say, hey, how'd you hear about this challenge? And a lot of people said, oh, I saw my friend so-and-so joined it, or I saw my cousin blah, blah, blah joined it. And we're like, boom, that's why Facebook events are so awesome. So we have dabbled in Facebook advertising a little bit, but definitely Facebook events, that's why they're so key, because they just kind of blow up on everyone's newsfeed.
And then we also used our general Honest Fitness Nutrition page. I think we probably gained 20 or so people from that too. We need to do a better job reaching out on that one, but yeah.
How does the Facebook advertising work? Did you guys have to pay to use that?
So you do, and you know what? I'm going to let her talk because she feels it more.
I do Facebook advertising for my job, so I know a decent amount about this. So yeah, it is something that you pay for, and you just you can set your own budget. So I think for this one, we put about 40 or 50 bucks behind it, which was a pretty hefty amount, but we were really excited about the sugar detox. So we just decided to do it, take it as, something that we were putting towards the business. But we've done some with even just like a $10 boosted post, really makes a difference. So ultimately you put in an amount, you set a start date and an end date for a Facebook ad. And then Facebook does their little algorithm to figure out how many people they should show it to and how often. And that's how you get the reach that you get. And you can always add more if you're feeling like, oh, this is running awesome, I'm going to add $5 more or something like that. So
I think on average, for about each person who joined a free challenge group through advertising, we were spending about 20 cents or 30 cents per click per person to join.
So really anything under like $1, but especially anything under 50 cents, around 50 cents is like really good, in my opinion.
I have one more question. So this is just coming from someone who hasn't, I've signed up as a Beachbody coach, but I haven't really started anything to actually get into the business yet. So, and I don't know the other people who are on the call, I don't know where they're at in their business, but when you first started out, were the first, few people that you had bought challenge packs or things like that to kind of get going, were they people that you already knew?
Yeah. So our first big challenge group that we did was actually with Mike and two other coaches on Noble team. So that was kind of a big 21-day fix challenge. So that was our first premier challenge group we ran, and that was our 7-day clean eating challenge, free challenge that we ran leading into it. So that was our 100% our warm market. And because it was, the first thing that we were pushing out on our personal profiles, I think people were really receptive. I'd say most of the time we're still getting people that we know. Mm-hmm. They may not be our very best friends, but they're people that we're acquaintances with from college. At this point in our business, we're still mostly working off of our warm market, but we have a couple people that we've gotten to join from our free challenges. Mm-hmm. But yeah, definitely it started off 99% of people that we knew very well.
Mm-hmm. Well, and it's interesting, the warm market, you have the people that are kind of early adopters and they'll jump on, from day one, but then you have others like, I like to use the example of my father-in-law who, waited 3.5 years before he purchased anything Beachbody. And then my brother who, was having great results, he waited 4 years. So yeah. It is one of those things, exactly what you said, keep posting because people are watching, whether you see them, whether they're hitting like, whatever it is, they are posting. So I think that's really, really important is that consistency.
And I mean, it is true when you first start doing any of these challenges or anything, Brennan, you definitely get the feeling of like, is this going to work? This seems like such an uphill battle. You get this feeling of kind of overwhelming, like everything. You're having these people message you and you're reaching out to your coaches. Like, I'm sure Mike was incredibly annoyed by me by the end of it. I was like, Mike, I have all these people messaging me and I don't know what to say.
But that's the thing. That's the beauty of like Noble team in particular. We're still a pretty small team, which means we're close knit, and we'll message Greg even sometimes too when we have questions because we know he's a full-time Beachbody coach now. So you can get almost instant responses from him. But that's what we're all here for is if you're interested or if anyone's interested in running a free fitness challenge, I would say that, reach out to your upline coach or one of your coaches that's a friend of yours and ask if they can help you kind of like, either apprentice on a free fitness challenge or have a couple new coaches as like success partners running them together. You don't have to go this alone your first time, your second time, your third time if you don't want to, because you don't want you to feel uncomfortable. That's kind of why we had this network.
For sure. If you haven't been through a challenge group, really get one of those, get into one so you can see how it's ran. That way you're not going into it going, what am I inviting people to? What am I doing? So yeah, I'm more than willing to have any coaches come into mind so they can see it. I think pretty much everyone here is.
Oh, yeah.
So because it's one of the things, it's the strength of the team is what's amazing about our group and Beachbody in general. We just happen to be better than everybody else, I think.
And only a little bit biased.
Maybe just a little bit biased. But no, it's about, when it comes down to it, this is about helping people. And through our combined efforts and the community that we're building, that's where the strength really comes in. So, when people say, I was talking to someone the other day and they do Amway, and they were getting a little bit testy why Amway's so great. And I said, so tell me, how does someone buying a bar of soap change their life? I was like, is that going to change their kids? Is that going to change a habit? Is that, that type of thing? And it really doesn't. And that's really where Beachbody is amazing. I was telling Brennan, I was, for the people that weren't on the phone, I seriously was an IT manager that sat back in the corner and didn't talk to anybody because it was hard to. If they talked to computers or even business process, I was okay. I get out of my shell. But I just ran a Super Saturday of almost 200 people, and it wasn't anything to me. It allows you to grow, and it's because that acceptance that you get from everybody. You don't have to be perfect. Don't ever think you have to be perfect. You know, if you mess up and have a beer, now I won't post that because I'm Mormon, and that would not go over well. So, but you know what I'm saying.
We'd still forgive you.
Be perfect. So I've actually never had any alcohol in my life. So
well, we'd still forgive you.
It's good within moderation.
Yeah. So, but it is about that. It is about the community. I think everyone here is willing to take time out of their day and everything. And like I said, I do this full time. I mean, I still have my hours that I work, but reach out to me, send me a message. I think I'm friends with just about everybody on Facebook on the Noble Team page. So, yeah. With that being said, thank you so much, Adam and Morgan. That was awesome. You guys are. I think I've said it before. I'm happy that you guys are on the team. So.
Here.
Yeah. We're having a lot of fun. Beachbody is it's truly like changed our life in the last 4 or 5 months since we started doing this, and it couldn't be a better experience to be able to talk to people every day and be able to be the person that they go to when they're trying to better themselves. It's awesome. It's so cool.
So,
I got one question before we wrap up. Sorry to jump in there, but thanks for putting this on, Adam and Morgan. And as far as the challenges go, do you guys, since you've run a few different ones, do you have one that you would recommend for a brand new coach to start off with over another one? Do you have a favorite that you've done so far?
Well, I would say the clean eating is probably the best for a new coach to run. It's just something that people are really receptive to nutrition because a lot of people don't know what to do with it. So people are, really interested in something like that. And it's not our sugar detox, that was asking people to pretty much cut out all sugar besides a little bit of natural sweeteners and fruit. That's a pretty decent commitment. The 7-day clean eating challenge is, it's what most of us are eating like anyways because we're following Beachbody programs. So just kind of teaching them what they would be doing if they decided to join a challenge, a challenge group down the line. That's what I'd say.
Yeah, I would agree with you 100%. I think the clean eating challenge is probably the best one to start off with, but also fitness. Even our 21-day fitness challenge we did, I think that was good too. It was maybe a little bit too long. I think if we were to do it again, we'd probably tone it down to 14 days. But probably the clean eating challenge was really great.
People loved it.
Everyone really liked it.
And if anyone wants to kind of look at the system that we have, that's the one that we've really we feel like we've nailed down.
Yeah.
So we have kind of like an editorial calendar based on our posts that we did and a clean eating guide if anyone wants to take a look at it.
And then we also have a ton of recipes. So if anyone that listens either is not on the call right now and wants the recipes or something like that, we can send out the form that we put together that has a bunch of different recipes for clean eating. And they're pretty simple recipes. They're good, but
yeah, we've eaten most of them.
Yeah, we've eaten.
Yeah, I think that's
all
what
of
I
them,
would say.
I think. But, yeah.
Awesome.
It's short too, which is good. 7 days is an easy thing to get started with.
Very cool. Well, with that being said, we're going to wrap it up because I guess it's late for some people. I don't know. Not for me. It's still late. But seriously, thank you for doing that. For the size program that's coming out, it's going to be on Beachbody On Demand. I want to try to get something done by week 3 or so, like by June 21st, somewhere around there, so we can have something to kind of promote. Well, something that we can put together and then start editing, because what the thought is in my mind is we're all doing the same program. We record it and we can switch from one person to the next person to the next person and kind of get it
We want
equal.
us all to record ourselves doing the sneak peek next week or something.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, that is the thought. So, but really, I think that would be a really good thing because for those that haven't been Beachbody coaches, anytime a new program is released, there's a lot of momentum with that. And so, yeah, for the people that were around for the 21-day fix when that thing came out, holy cow, that was crazy as far as the back orders and everything.
We broke the internet.
We broke the internet. But so with that being said, yeah, I really want to do that. I think that would be a lot of fun, if nothing else, that we can do as a team all over the United States and Canada. Yay, Canada, for you people that will be watching later. Yeah, but with that being said, anything else that anyone wants to bring up?
Okay, I have a question.
Video.
Oh, go ahead, Crystal.
Okay. So I discovered that because I've actually talked to a few people in person about Beachbody, even though I've kind of been bad and haven't ordered anything yet. I know, bad me. But I've discovered I do better talking in person. So what kind of advice do you guys have for somebody when it comes to using social media when they're better at face-to-face? How to use it to their advantage? Because I know I've been pretty positive, and I do, like, my posts are usually always, like, pretty good. But I've discovered after talking to so many people in person about Beachbody that I'm getting warmer reception to it than I have been via social media.
So really, when I tell people, and yeah, you have been bad, you haven't ordered yet, but that's a whole other story. But when we have our first phone call, and when we're talking about that, I always tell people, email, instant message, phone, then face-to-face. In that order is the best way to do it. So if you can do face-to-face, that is great. And those are really usually the warm market that we kind of talked about, people that you know, people that you can talk to. With that being said, social media is a place to meet people that you're not going to know, because your warm market will dry up. You know, you'll talk to these people, and those people will say, yes, I'm all for it, or no. You know, you ask for references. If they say no, always ask for, even if they say yes, ask for references. But the social media, you can do things, you can do Skype, you can do like these Zoom calls, get them face-to-face. I mean, I love to hear that face-to-face works better for you, because that took me years to get comfortable enough to where I could do this on the phone.
One cool thing with Beachbody On Demand I wanted to mention that we did with a customer who was actually really interested in it is we got on a Skype with her and screen shared. We're able to show her exactly what it looked like because she was actually interested in the interface. But if you work better face-to-face and you really want to be able to show people, maybe you work better face-to-face, but they're in a different state, you can do the Skype calls and you see them face-to-face, but then also with Beachbody On Demand, you can show them a little sample of a lot of the programs that they may not have access to currently. But I don't know, I find that when people are seeing things that they can imagine them doing it a lot better than hearing about it. But I think that's awesome too.
Yeah, I blame my rabbit shows. That's every time I've gone to one in the last 2 months, I've some of my friends I've literally had to take my laptop with me so I could log on to my little page and show them the different stuff. And I've had a lot warmer, and I've actually had just today, those people that I talked to in person asked about the challenge groups, because I did talk about the challenge group. And so, I have to go farther with that, but I want to, take a step back and actually get my product first, like a good girl. But, okay.
Yeah, no, I you're going to build a better relationship if you're talking to people face-to-face. The free groups, like Morgan and Adam said, 75 were people that they knew, so more than half of them were people they didn't know. And so it's building that trust. I still have a team member that I still have not had a phone call with. She's killing me. And I tell her that every time I talk to her. Jamie, you're killing me. When are we having our phone call? But some people don't want to do that, and so it's building that trust. I think I'm going to have one in June, a phone call with her. So, but those free groups are who are you? What are you about? When people see that, hey, this isn't just a business. I'm not just putting a dollar bill on someone's head, and that I truly care about this business. I truly care that we are changing the lives of our communities, our states, our country, and our world. And I can express that. That's what these free challenges allow us to do, to start building that relationship. So, otherwise, me and you, Crystal, we wouldn't have ever talked, right?
No, we probably not.
Yeah, you came through my Facebook page, so.
And I was actually I found that when I was bored and looking stuff up.
I'm a boring filler. Yay. Did someone else
was waiting.
Yeah. Did someone else have a question?
No, I just said it's nice to meet people over this and now.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, definitely. I definitely want to have these groups more often. Also, be aware that the Engage Coach Network, they have really, really good team calls that we're all invited to. They have some of the top coaches in the company through our upline, through my coach, my direct upline, Greg Armfield, who's in DC around you guys there. I think most of you have probably met. But yeah, he has, literally top 10 coaches in the past years, or he had the #1 coach from last year on. It's pretty amazing that he can get these people, so take advantage of those. So with that being said, who's ready to dance with Size?
Woo-hoo.
Woo!
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, awesome. Thank you guys so much for showing up. I know it's late out there. So, like I said, I'm always here, and I think everyone else is here to help you guys succeed, because we only succeed as a group if we're all successful. So, let's keep climbing to the top of the mountain, right?
Thanks, guys.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.
Have a good night.
All right.